Today we're going to be making a bodybuilding blizzard to get jacked. Alright, so ingredients for this, I'm going to have some 2% Greek yogurt, psyllium husk fiber, we got organic blueberries from Costco. In this bag is NuTrail blueberry cinnamon granola. It's keto, so pretty low carb. We got some cinnamon. We got some high protein boost. But for that, you can just use whatever liquid you want. It's typically about 4 ounces. And then peppermint essential oil. This is like the secret ingredient. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get a mason jar. This is looks about like a 16-ounce wide mouth mason jar. What we're gonna do, we're gonna take our spoon, we got our Greek yogurt here. We're gonna stir it on up. Nobody likes that liquidy shit in the top. Stir it up nice till it's kind of a consistent consistency, if you will. And what we're going to do is, after it's all mixed up, we're going to take just a scoop of that and we're going to start putting it in our mason jar. Now we're going to get about 6 ounces of this because that's 1 serving. It's going to give us 17 grams of protein, and you know, if you're bodybuilding, protein is king. But you can't slack on the other macros either. Carbs and fats are all important. But typically I have this at the end of the day, around 8:30. So like about an hour before I go to bed. So that kind of helps with that muscle protein synthesis throughout the night. So we got, looking just under 6. So we're gonna do 1 last healthy dollop here. Yep, a little too much. You don't want to overdo it on protein. Kill your kidneys. Alright, throw this, put the spoon in the sink. Don't lick the spoon, because you know, you have that window between meals, you gotta keep it fasted. I'm gonna put this back in the fridge. Don't want our yogurt going bad. And then at this stage, I put in a bunch of cinnamon. Cinnamon is going to lower your blood sugar spike. Even though there's not a lot of carbs in this, there's still lactose from the yogurt, and then there's some complex sugars from the blueberries. But it kind of helps to lengthen digestion throughout the night. So we're going to do about, I want to say a teaspoon. I always like to put a little bit more in, because I just like cinnamon. Alright, and then after that, we have our psyllium husk fiber. This is made from psyllium husks, which is a fibrous plant. So a teaspoon of this is going to provide 5 grams of insoluble fiber. So it's fiber that your stomach cannot digest, so it helps move food through. And if you're bodybuilding, you know, whether you're on a cut or a bulk, sometimes digestion is a problem with the amount of protein that you're taking in. So I just like to include fiber in the majority of my meals. If that's coming through complex carbohydrates or a supplement like this, I typically have this around 3 times a day. So about a tablespoon a day, but I just split it up into a teaspoon at each snack I have, which is 3 of them, because you know, you gotta eat. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get, I like to do, got that. Got a heaping teaspoon of that. We're going to put that in there. And also the fiber is going to absorb the liquid that goes into this. And so when you shake it up initially, it's going to be pretty liquidy. It's almost going to be like a smoothie consistency, but if you let it sit in the fridge for a couple of hours, the fiber is going to soak up all the water from the yogurt. And then the water that's in the boost, it's also going to kind of absorb that, and it's going to make it like an ice cream consistency. So at the end of it, you're going to be able to like flip it upside down. It's kind of like a cheat code for those who really like Dairy Queen blizzards. Honestly, I'm not a huge ice cream guy, but this just slaps every single time. So after that, what I like to do is I like to put in the granola first. So we're going to do a third a cup of that right in there. And then for the blueberries, I'm going to do a third a cup of blueberries. Good antioxidants in there. Blueberries are one of the best fruits for you. Of course, the majority of fruits are good for you, so just avoid the dirty dozen, unless you're not going to eat the peel, because usually otherwise you're fine. But blueberries are great. And then after that, peppermint essential oil. It's going to make it taste kind of like mint ice cream, so we're going to put, I like to do 2 drops. Now I've got this down to a science, so it's actually, I've kind of got the recipe down to a system. And so now we're going to add 4 ounces of high protein boost. This will have 10 grams of protein per 4 ounces. Now this isn't the healthiest thing on the planet. It's, you know, the calories are coming from glucose syrup and oil and soy protein. So it's not the greatest, but for those who are on a bulk and don't have all the money in the world, this does the trick. And as long as you're not having too much of it per day, it just adds to your calories. So, and I had 4 ounces of this. This is an 8-ounce bottle. I had 4 ounces of it with dinner, since I was a little bit low on carbs and protein there. So we're going to do the remaining 4 ounces in here. Now, sometimes you have to eyeball it, because sometimes there's more than 4 ounces in there, so I like to do just about right there. So like a little less than what was left in here. Now the key, I like to add a little bit of water, like maybe a tablespoon. So I'm going to go do that here quick. Closer to like half a tablespoon. And so what you're going to do is you're going to take your lid, it's one of the removable ones, so you're going to put that in there, nice and tight. Shake it. Shake it like you mean it. You want all this shit to be all mixed up. There you have it. Let it sit in the fridge for about 1.5 hours, 2 hours, and then by then it'll be good to go. I like to serve it with a little bit more cinnamon on top because I'm just a cinnamon addict. For all you out there struggling on the bulk, I understand, it sucks. Eating food is hard. Just make sure you're eating the right stuff. You know, eat mostly clean, 80-20, you know. Most of this stuff was pretty clean. The boost is just to help to get more calories in. So, stay jacked, my friends.